Hello and welcome to United Report. This is your home for all the latest Manchester United news, match updates, transfer stories, and in-depth analysis. Stay connected and never miss a moment. Subscribe now to stay ahead with everything happening at Old Trafford. Ola Gunnar Solskjaer admits it is hard to watch Manchester United's continued struggles. The Norwegian led the Red Devils for 3 years and has seen the club decline following his sacking. Solskjaer was shown the door in 2021 after a string of poor results to begin the season. Throughout his tenure, plenty had questioned whether he had the ability to truly lead the Manchester outfit back to the summit of English football. A 4-1 loss to Watford in November was their 5th reverse in 7 games and ultimately cost Solskjaer his job. During their poor run, they were humiliated 5-0 at home by Liverpool, whilst Manchester City also secured a dominant win at Old Trafford. Ralf Rangnick was hired as Solskjaer's replacement, but failed to take the club forward before leaving after less than a year. Erik Ten Hag, despite winning 2 trophies, failed to find the winning formula, with Ruben Amorin now also struggling in the dugout. United will post their worst ever Premier League finish this season as they languish in the bottom half. The club are miles away from the success they enjoyed during Sir Alex Ferguson's era, and Solskjaer concedes the table makes for grim reading every week. He told the BBC, "Man United is my family and will always be part of me." In football, you don't feel sorry for anyone because we are privileged, absolutely 100% privileged to be able to work in clubs like this. But for me, it is hard to watch because it is your family that is struggling. It is never easy at the weekend when you look at the table. Solskjaer has returned to management in Turkey. With Besiktas a club, he is compared to the Manchester outfit. A number of his decisions were continually questioned, specifically his loyalty to certain players. Harry Maguire was his statement signing in his first summer. The defender endured mixed fortunes and copped regular criticism, with Solskjaer urged to drop the England centre-half, despite choosing to make him captain. Maguire has since endured a renaissance, and the ex-United boss was always confident he would come good. He said, "For me, Harry Maguire has always been a leader and a fighter. I was never in doubt when I signed him, and he walked in the door, he would be captain for us. There is another captain there in Bruno Fernandes. The two of them are top human beings. I was so happy for them last night. Those two and Victor Lindelof are probably the only ones I have heard from in the club since I left. You want the best for them." Crystal Palace have opened the door to Erik Eze leaving the club this summer, with Manchester United and Tottenham chasing the winger. The England man has shone for the Eagles since joining the club from Reading in 2020. His performances have been key to Oliver Glasner's side reaching the FA Cup final this season, but it appears that they could bid farewell to Eze sooner rather than later. According to The Sun, Glasner has given his blessing to the forward departing the club this summer. Premier League rivals Spurs and Man United have been linked with a move for him in the past, and with a £60 million release clause written into his contract, they could be tempted to move over the coming months. Eze, 26, has scored 9 goals and notched 11 assists for Crystal Palace in all competitions this season. Speaking about his displays after an FA Cup win against Fulham earlier this season, Glasner said, "I think Ebre has had a strange season. He hasn't had many goals in the Premier League, and he has been unlucky, but he keeps going. He's also struggled with strange injuries. The goal against Latvia and his first for England means a lot for him. He always has the confidence. We know he's an amazing finisher to cut inside on his right foot with an amazing finish. We need this quality. He helped us today massively. Should Eze move on this summer, it would be the 2nd consecutive post-season window that a star player moved on. Michael Olise completed a move away to German giants Bayern Munich last summer, with chairman Steve Parish left shocked that there wasn't the same amount of interest in Eze. I was really worried from a club point of view of losing Michael and Ebbs in the same window, and we didn't have in Ebbs the interest that I thought we would have," he said to Sky Sports News. "I was astounded. Genuinely astounded. I mean, the guy's just an outstanding footballer, an outstanding person." In reply to those comments, Eze claimed that he was not looking to move on anytime soon. He said, "I appreciate the words that they say, but I'm so focused on just being the best player I can be, whatever interest comes, or whatever happens. I want to enjoy my football where I am right now. The things that I can control, that's it. I'm really invested in becoming the best player I can be. Whether that leads me to another club or to whatever, I'm at peace with that, and I try to stay there at peace as well. Ralf Rangnick has claimed Manchester United are now significantly worse, despite spending millions since his spell at Old Trafford. The Red Devils have struggled in the Premier League this term as they sit 14th with just 4 matches of the season left to play. And while Man United's Premier League woes aren't exactly new, they have not qualified for the Champions League since 2021. Former boss Rangnick has claimed that things have got even worse since his interim spell at the club at the back end of the 2021/2022 campaign. Speaking to Canal Plus Austria, he said, "In the end, that a few basic things need to be changed, and since then, 700, or if not 750 million pounds has been spent on new players. And in the table, they are even significantly worse than back then. They could actually, with a win in the Europa League, still save this season. Because then they will be in the Champions League. Everything else would be a disappointment, and it will be interesting to see what will happen." And while Rangnick has slammed the club's transfer acumen over the past few years, he has also taken aim at the decision to appoint Ruben Amorin, a coach that he believes is not suited to the players at his disposal. He added, "They have signed a coach in the middle of the season who plays with a 3 or a 5 back, and the squad was built based on a 4-back system. This is what you see when you see them play, especially in Premier League games, against the opponents against which Manchester United normally has to win. Sure, in the Europa League, they have usually, with the result against Lyon, you are eliminated. They have turned it around. And of course, the stadium had a huge effect." Rangnick has never been afraid to share his true opinion of the Red Devils. Even during his time at the club, he admitted that the club needed open heart surgery to get them back in on track. In the end, Rangnick led United to 6th place in his spell with the club, and he was eventually replaced by Erik ten Hag. And despite the Dutchman winning the FA Cup and League Cup, he was sacked midway through the current campaign after a woeful start to the season. Things have not improved under Amorin from a league point of view, but they could still return to the Champions League with silverware should they win the Europa League. Sir Jim Ratcliffe signalled his intention to sell Nice back in March, with the British billionaire now open to offers for the League One club. Ratcliffe, through his company Ineos, bought Nice back in the summer for 2019. At the time, he paid around £85 million to buy into the French side, but it has been a rocky reign for Ratcliffe. Ineos are deeply unpopular among the club's supporters, having failed to deliver the success they have promised. Ratcliffe's attention has also been turned to Manchester United since he bought a minority stake in the Premier League side last year. Having endured a dreadful campaign, United have taken up more and more of Ratcliffe's time. With a new stadium also in the planning, Ratcliffe is now looking to sell Nice. The billionaire is looking to bring in around £213 million in exchange for the club, with New York-based investment bank Lazard tasked with finding a buyer. It should come as little surprise that Ratcliffe is looking to move on from the Allianz Riviera. Just 2 months ago, the 72-year-old made it clear he had little interest in overseeing matters in the south of France. With Nice, in the French league, you can buy a club for £100 million. It's much cheaper access. But I don't particularly enjoy going to watch Nice because there are some good players, but the level of football is not high enough for me to get excited, he told The Times. The best season that Nice has had is this one where we've not been allowed to get involved because of multi-club ownership rules. They've been so much better without our interference. Maybe there's a lesson there as well, you know. A blind trust have been operating Nice this season, with neither Ineos nor Ratcliffe having control or decisive influence at the club. That was due to UEFA rules around multi-club operations, as both United and Nice qualified for the Europa League. Any sale is complicated by the major uncertainty around the League One broadcasting rights. The league's deal with DAZN has collapsed, with the streaming platform ending their contract 3 years early. That means that French football does not have a domestic TV deal for next season. League One teams have even been told by the French football's financial regulator to not include media revenue in their budget projections. The potential sale of Nice comes after Ratcliffe's sailing team Ineos Britannia withdraw its challenge for next year's America's Cup. In April, Ineos settled a sponsorship dispute with New Zealand Rugby over a performance partnership the chemical company ended early. Through Ineos, Ratcliffe also owns Swiss club Lausanne and takes in the Mercedes Formula One team and the Ineos Grenadiers Tour de France winning cycling team.